Cappy's Healing Grasshopper here to do your reading for the third week in September. The 10th Queen of Pentacles. We'll see if that's reversed in a moment. I think I have the deck upside down. Okay. It's reversed. It is reversed. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. But yeah, now that the energy is coming in, I see it. So this is a feeling of instability that you have here. Financial instability. This is like spinning your wheels, trying to get your finances to where you want it to be, but you don't feel that way. So this is mostly a state of mind and less than an actual reality. That doesn't mean that there aren't, it's not like you're imagining your financial situation, but there's a little bit of overkill in the concern I'm feeling. But so I got this feeling like it's not so bad. Okay. Three of Wands. This is what you are expect these are your expectations. But this is actually what you feel is the result, Queen of Pentacles, which is your ship is failing to dock here. But you are still, this is actually encouraging, Capricorn, because at least we have this. At least there's expectation. We have, you know, typical Capricorn expectation. This is what you know deep down in your heart of hearts that you feel you deserve and should be coming to you, which is a good thing, right? Um, but here, the Nine of Swords is here is your like frustration over it, but also like there's a questioning like, what if I'm delusional? What if it never comes? What am I going to do? This is very much, and see the placement here of the Nine of Swords being between your expectation and your current view of things is really interesting here because there's it really shows the confliction here. It's like the Capricorn's worst nightmare. This is, right? So this is, even though things have been improving this year, um, this feeling of nothing is going my way that we've been feeling for the past 20 years is still very much here with us. And I am saying us, for those of you who are new here, welcome. I certainly hope you choose to stay. We are a growing community and we are all light workers. If you were attracted to this video, then you are absolutely a light worker. Um, so we're going to work. So I was talking about the folks who are new here. You probably don't know then that I am also a Capricorn sun. So not only am I drawing the collective energy, but I can personally relate to what you're going through as well, because I'm in the trenches with you. Um, Three of Swords, disappointments. And see, okay, you have two threes, one after the other. This is expectation and actual experience here. You know, the universe is really putting us through it. But we have to remind ourselves that we are going through things for a reason. And that's something that I have to remind myself of like super constantly, like several times a day. I'm talking, guys. Okay? So I'm not just preaching at you. This is my own practice. Um because things are not easy. And it's like I use this analogy a lot, but it's really fits well for this kind of story here where we feel like we're going up a down escalator, but like a fast one, and we're like out of breath running up the down escalator and it's just like futile. Um, but anyway, the Three of Swords is talking about disappointments. But this is a deep-seated disappointment because Three of Swords can talk about heartbreak. And this can point to some of the interpersonal relationships that we've been through, but it's under the Queen of Pentacles. So it's talking about more material things. We'll see exactly what this is pointing to. But right now, the energy feels more material than interpersonal. And it's just like, it's like feeling betrayed by the universe. You know, like I thought the universe was supposed to have my back. What's happening? And it's and the duration of time that we've been going through 20 years. It's very, very, very hard to keep your faith intact when you're going through it for 20 years. But again, we're going around in circles here. Going back to what I said about the universe putting us through things for a reason, right? This is to strengthen us in many areas. And one of those areas is faith, test of faith, right? I mean, a test of faith for 20 years is a pretty tough test. But by the way, Capricorn aren't the only ones that went through that 20 years, right? Everyone went through it. But the thing is that it was 20 years of Pluto in Capricorn, right? So we got it the worst. And even though that phase has ended past November, we're in another 20-year cycle of Pluto in Aquarius, which is more productive, but is the energy is slow developing over 20 years, right? So even though we're approaching a year in this new energy, it doesn't mean that everything's fixed and the Pluto and Capricorn energy is completely dissipated. We're still in it to many degrees, to a degree. We should be, to some degree, a small degree, at least we've had the opportunity to see that, okay, the energy is indeed changing, right? Because I've seen through uh, the readings in the past handful of weeks and months where things have been gradually changing and where, it's not like we've got a full bowl of cherries. We've got some cherries in there, but mostly pits, you know. But at least we're like, oh, There's some cherries in here. At least it's not a full bowl of pits that we've had before. We're starting to notice that things aren't quite as bad, not where we want them to be, but at least it's not the full uphill battle that we felt before. That escalator that we're going up seems to be slowing at least. I hope I'm making sense here. What's our focus card? Uh-huh. Page of Cups. Where's this is so typically Capricorn. It blows me away. Okay. You, we see this disappointment here. There's like this ebb and flow here of disappointments, and then we have expectation. No matter what a Capricorn goes through, you can't break a Capricorn. You can't. We are children of Saturn. Saturn is very, 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 very harsh on us. But at the same time, Saturn lends us strength like no other. We're able to persevere. We're able to climb, 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 no matter how difficult the sheer the cliff is. We'll still find a way to climb. That's what this is. Page of Cups. This person is looking at a cup with a fish in it. He's looking at his dreams of success. That's oh. So we have an ending. So death has been showing up every now and then, and like the Ten of Swords, the guy on the floor with the swords in his back, has been coming out quite a bit for us. And it's spirit reminding us that the worst is over. But Capricorn is very much like, yeah, sure, universe, talk is cheap, you know? Like, show me the money, you know? Show it to me. I'm on a treadmill here and I don't see results. I see a reduction in clouds, which is what I was talking about. Like, the rain has stopped. We feel that. But, you know, it's still, we're still standing here knee deep in mud. It's sewage and, like, yeah, things are better, but how much better, really? You know, and here is here's the universe telling you the storm is over. We're like, oh, okay, great. That's good. Thanks, universe. Is this ours? Yeah. Okay. King of Swords reversed? No. Okay. So King of Swords is a reminder that there is going to need to be, and it's under the Three of Swords. There is going to be some work that we need to do to, yes. Okay. I was talking about Capricorn and the climbing, right? We are very good at climbing, building, creating what it is, or at least laying the foundation for what it is that we want, right? But this is Spirit here saying that along with the construction needs to be destruction as well. There are some things that we're going to have to dismantle. It's not just building. So that is part of the action that the Three of Wands should be included in the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, again, is waiting for your ships to come in, but after an action, right? Wands are about action. So he's not just standing there idly like, oh, my dream is just going to materialize in front of me. No, this is actual work that he's done that he's confident is going to um, produce a result. And after he's done all of the things, he's like, okay, let's see, you know. But it's in a diagonal line here. This is good attitude, expectation, but there's also some work to do and trimming the fat here. And some of it's rancid fat, like it really needs to go. And I'm talking in abstracts here. You guys know in your life, and part of this is also about clarity, right? Because sword court cards carry a level of clarity in them. I mean, all sword cards do to a degree, but the court cards especially. So not only is Spirit suggesting that you need to cut things out, it's also saying that you have it within you to see, to cut with precision, Spirit just said, right? To know what to cut, where to cut, and, you know, without cutting any of the desirables out. Not reversed. Yes. There are a few other signs that, and I could not possibly remember who it was, but say there were at least two signs last week that had this same message of as soon as you trim the rancid fat, you will have a victory. Is this ours? No. Um, I feel like there's more to say about that, but I'm not getting it. We'll see. Yes, very nice. Eight of Wands. Not only are you going to have the victory, but the momentum is going to increase too. But it's kind of like, I just got a vision of a hot air balloon. You know, with hot air balloons, they have those sandbags. You know, this is what the sword is for. Cut off some of those sandbags so you can take flight. And the more sandbags you cut off, the higher you go and the faster the wind takes you. Wow, I don't think I've ever had that example before. Now, right, and before I was talking about talking in abstracts. Well, I can't say I'm surprised to see the Seven of Cups. We're really gonna dive deep into this when we pick up the next deck. the clarification deck, which we're going to do right now. But yeah, I'm not surprised to see this Five of Cups. Uh, for me personally in my life, yeah, there's very much, I try very hard to break away from this feeling. And I know that you guys are feeling it too. It's like we've been through so much that it's very hard to pull away from it. It is always there in the back of our minds and oftentimes in the front of our minds as well, which is the worst part. You don't want something, you know, a bad past to be in the forefront of your mind because we need our conscious thoughts to work towards the future, not lament over the past, right? Um, but yeah, especially in the morning for me. Look, I'm I can't possibly tell you everything that's happened to me, but I promise you, guys, that I'm in it with you. I've been through so much in the past 20 years. Like, I could sit here for hours telling you how difficult it's been for me. And oftentimes in the morning, those things will come to me. Um, Less and less now because I've really been working on my thought discipline and really not letting my thoughts uh, you know, run amok in my head unsupervised. You know, it takes a lot of work, but you you have a negative thought in your head, guys, that creeps in. As soon as you recognize it, you have got to stop it because it is one of the things that are weighing you down. Yeah, we've been through a lot, but it's time for a new chapter now. So it's time to look toward the future, not towards the past. This guy is focused on the past, on spilt cups. He is not focused on the present. Two blessings behind him, and blessings to the right of him with a bridge over a river that takes him to a castle. He doesn't see any of that. So yeah, what I was saying was, and from my subscribers, you've heard me say before, develop a mantra. Or I used to call them back in the day, even before um, started my spiritual journey. I've always been spiritual, but before I knew who I was, I did not know I was an empath. I didn't know about my indigo status, any of that. I never heard of Joe Dispenza, none of that. But um, there were times where I would have a nagging negative thought that I knew wasn't healthy for me, and I would have what I call a stop word. Um, and I used to really love, for you, those of you who remember Ally McBeal, I forgot the guy's name, but she had she was an attorney and it was about this coming of age attorney. um she was like in her 20s, almost 30s. um and she had a colleague that would yank himself out of a thought with these random absurd words, you know, like he'd be stuck on something and he'd be like, he'd say something ridiculous like, I don't know, uh poppycock or something. He'd say something weird to stop himself from thinking about it. I'd be like, that's just like me, though, like my stop words. Um, Tell me if you guys remember that guy, if you watched Ally McBeal in the comments. Um, but get yourself some stop words. Or nowadays, I'll use a mantra. I say, I am blessed, I am loved, I am protected, I am supported. And I say it over and over again until I feel better, until the thought has been defeated. It works for me. And depending on how strong the thought uh, is kind of dictates the duration of time. The stronger the thought, the longer I have to say the mantra. You know, sometimes it'll be more than an hour as I'm going about my daily work, but I have to keep saying the mantra. But at some points, I do feel better, and it does help me focus. Those of you who are really struggling and never heard of Joe Dispenza, I would definitely have a look at his videos. Dispnza. Um, he really talks about not letting your negative thoughts rule your life because it gets in the way of manifestation, right? And we are definitely trying to manifest here. And this is exactly Queen of Pentacles card is really depicts what Joe Dispenza is talking about eliminating in your life. We want to turn this card upright because this is more perception than actual reality. This is part reality. Again, I said it in the beginning of the reading where this is not, I do not at all want to imply to anyone that I think that you're delusional. There's nothing delusional about Capricorn. We are very grounded people, um, and grounded in reality for sure. But we can catastrophize. Yeah, there might be a financial deficit, but it's not quite as bad. And us catastrophizing over it really works against us. Strength. This says everything that I just said about dealing with the catastrophizing. With strength, we can get past the disappointment and the anxiety, right? In this line here. But with strength, we can redirect things and get us on track with the momentum towards our dream. Knight of Wands is simply about getting to work. It's like we've got dreams to attend to, and it's time to for us dreams to attend to, right? Dreams. Um, but there is an ending of difficult things and bad feelings here that we need to move away from. Knight of Wands. She's a choice and an effort. The Devil. Again, I was talking about Saturn in the beginning of the reading. Here is Saturn coming to remind us of who we are. And talking about what I said about going through things for a reason and how they make us stronger. And that is the last thing anyone wants to hear when they are going through something difficult. It makes you feel resentful. Like, fuck, I didn't ask for this. I don't want this. You're putting me through this for what? There's a lot of bad feelings that can come up from that, but we have to trust that we're going to come out the other end of it better for it. Because what's the alternative to that? More of this? You know, Three of Swords, we want more of that. We've got to work to get away from that. And we're perfectly capable of that. Here we are, working to get away from that. Putting together a new life. Again, so going to the Pluto and Aquarius, there is more of a supportive energy coming in. But the key phrase here is coming in. Coming in. So the energy is building. And we can't be sitting here frustrated that it's not in full force. It's building. There's a certain level of momentum, but there's some work that we have to do to help that momentum along, and also a level of patience that we're going to need to have as well. Part of it is up to us in the cutting out of bad habits and whatnot. But some of it also is, oh, here's death again. Double down. This is very much like Spirit saying, it's over. It's over. I promise it's over. Even though you don't see it, I'm telling you, it's over. Now, again, guys, I'm telling you what Spirit is saying, but I, I, I very much feel like you guys feel. Like, yeah, okay, it's over, but show me already. I'm tired. You know, talk is cheap. Like, stop telling me this over and over again. That's our impatience. But there's just nothing we can do. I have to stop myself again. Too, we all need to stop ourselves from complaining throughout the day and just get to work. And it'll happen soon enough. It's like the watch pot never boils, right? Reversed? No. More cards? No. Two of Wands. Spirit is ending this by telling you that there is a choice that we are going to have to make. And I hinted at that choice before because I said we can stay here in the disappointments or we can get to work and move forward. We have two choices, period. The misery is there if we want to stay there. But if we want to do the work and start working towards our dream, we can do that too with support from the universe. And over time, we're going to really start to feel that support as well. But we've got to make the choice. So, what's it going to be, guys? What are you going to choose? I know that I have to choose over and over again, guys. This is, ongoing choice in everything that we do every day, all day. Like that thought creeps in. Am I going to choose to wallow in that thought, or am I going to shut it down and keep going towards the future? I'm immersing myself in the present and allowing the present to show me the path towards the future. Or am I going to continue to wallow here? Right? That's our choice. Okay, guys? I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys in the comment section, especially Cappies. Okay? Aside from what comments do for me in the algorithm, which really does help me, and we're going to talk about that in a moment because I really do need help with that. But the comments, though, is much less about the algorithm and more about my morale. We were just talking about all of this that Capricorn feels, and a lot of this for me really points to my YouTube presence and how difficult it is for me, and not just for me, but content creators in general. It is tough being a YouTube content creator because the algorithm really feels like it's working against us all the time. So, what am I talking about? If you have something on your minds that you want to say, don't hold back. I look forward to hearing from you. It uplifts me. It inspires me to continue. It brightens my day and strengthens my faith in every single comment that I make. I answer every single one with glee. Okay, guys? So tell me if you remember the Ally McBeal guy. Tell me about how you're feeling in the current energy, whether you're feeling like this, betrayed by the universe, or you feel like the storm has ended. Tell me where you are in this. Um, and talk to each other, reply to each other. Let's be supportive of each other. Let's go get through this together. We are Cappies. We are strong, and we understand each other. So, let's talk to each other. Anyway, please don't forget to like and subscribe. There's the help from the from the universe. There's the help with the algorithm that I need. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and beyond. It is, oh, and don't forget to click the notification bell so that you don't miss future videos. These are very quick gestures, takes less than a second to do, and it costs you nothing. But it means the world to me, and it really helps the channel grow. If you're really inclined to help this channel, the other thing you can do is have a look at the playlists. There is a Capricorn playlist and many others. You can set it to autoplay and have it on as background noise, even while you sleep, because watch hours are everything to a content creator and everything to help a channel grow. So I thank you in advance. I'm assuming this is your sun sign that you're watching. But what you might not know is that your moon, rising, and north node signs are just as important. I think that you'll find that as soon as you start watching those videos as well, you'll get a broader picture, a clearer picture, right? If you don't know what those signs are, you can find out easily and for free online. Just Google calculate my blank sign, find out what they are, come back to the Healing Grasshopper channel and watch the corresponding videos. Um, Shout out to all my viewers, my English speaking viewers, US, UK, Canada, Australia. I see you in my analytics and I really am very appreciative for you that I have you and that you continue to come back. It's lovely. Thank you. Um, my non-English speakers, I also appreciate you very much, and I'm blown away to see you. Um, my Spanish speakers, my Portuguese speakers, Philippines, and India. I had a Hindu speaker ask me to dub my videos, which is a great idea. And I have definitely set it as a goal. But the thing is that dubbing is very expensive. Um, so what I ask is that you put up with the subtitles for now, stick around, help the channel grow, and as we grow, we will get there together. Okay? So I thank you so much, all of you. I will speak to you soon. Love, light, and many blessings.